be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before the noon. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the Hall of Shame. I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed when we play our roles and ignore the problems. I like to be away in my patience. Stay up, I feel so outdated. How can we look the other way? Sun is out, but the sky is gray. What would happen if I took a chance? It's always hard at first glance. I don't wanna, but I know I gotta do it. The truth is hard to swallow, I think I'll chew it. I wish I knew how much I miss not
So how do you make money? Let's get to the point. You're here to make money promoting a top-selling product, and I'm sure you're asking yourself, how do I make money with Builderall? You earn on every single Builderall plan you sell, and you can sell by promoting and driving traffic to our funnels, and with your affiliate link, you get sales with the use of cookies. And we can promote many different ways. You can buy ads on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and so on.
process over a lifetime, starting way back here when we were children. Schools that we've attended, our parents, our experiences, all this stuff that we've processed by the thinking process helps to develop our philosophy. And in my opinion, each person's personal philosophy is the major factor in how your life goes. Here's what I called it in that last presentation when I was here. It's called the set of the sail. Each person's personal philosophy is like the set of the sail. Now, I used to think it was circumstances that ordered my life. If someone would have asked me at age 25, Mr. Rohn, how come you're not doing well? Pennies in your pocket, creditors calling, nothing in the bank, behind on your promises to your family, you live in America, 25 years old, got a beautiful family, every reason to do well, and things are not going that well for you. What is wrong here? It would not have occurred to me to blame my philosophy. I mean, it would not have occurred to me. Saying, well, I got this lousy philosophy, and that's how come I got pennies in my pocket, but nothing in the bank, things aren't working well. That would not have occurred to me. I found it much easier to blame the government. Much easier to blame the tax problem. I used to say taxes are too high. Top tax rate when I first started paying taxes, 91%. Back then, when your income reached a certain level, all your income over that, 91%. So I used to say that's too high. Now, the top tax rate's about 33%. But people are still saying what? Taxes are too. See, but you can't use that anymore. If it's gone from 91 to 33, how could it be too high? Come on. I threw all that old excuse stuff away. Some people found it, though. They're using it these days. My old list. I used to blame the traffic, weather, used to blame circumstances. Right? People say I'm too tall, I'm too short, I'm too old. I was raised in obscurity, raised on a farm, parents of modest means, all the stuff. If you had asked me, how come you find yourself here, Mr. Rohn, age 25, living in America, land of abundance and opportunity, pennies, zero in the bank, not doing well, creditors calling, it would not have occurred to me to blame my philosophy. I found it easier to blame the company policy. I used to say, if this is all they pay, how do they expect you to do well? So I figured that, my future was going to be tied to what everybody else was arranging, the economy, and, right, interest rates. I used to say things cost too much. That was my whole explanation, not my philosophy, until my teacher taught me better that this is where the problem was, my own personal philosophy. Here's what's exciting about each person's personal philosophy. That's what makes us different than dogs and animals and birds and cats and spiders and alligators. That's what makes us different than all other life forms. The ability to think, the ability to use your mind, the ability to process ideas, and not just operate by instinct. In the winter, I'm telling you, the goose can only fly south. What if south doesn't look too good? Tough luck. It can only fly south. But see, human beings are not like a goose, can only fly south. I mean, you can turn around, go north, you can go east, you can go west, you can order the entire process of your own life. And we do that by the way we think. We do that by exercising our mind. We do that by processing ideas and come up with a better philosophy, a better strategy for our life, goals for the future, okay? Plans to achieve those goals. All this comes from developing our philosophy. Philosophy helps us to process what's available. Well, when we get here, we got seed, and we got soil, and we got some rain, and we've got some what? Sunshine, and we've got some seasons, and what? The miracle of life. Now, the key is, what do you do with all this stuff? How do you turn all this stuff that's available here into equity and promise and lifestyle and dreams and future possibilities? All of this that's possible now with human beings, how do you take all this stuff and turn it into this equities and values? Well, it starts with philosophy. What is the seed? What is the soil? What is the sunshine? What is the rain? Is it possible to take some of each of all the stuff that's available and turn it into food and turn it into value and turn it into nourishment, turn it into something spectacular and unique that no other life form can do? And the answer is yes. But you cannot deal with all this stuff and what to do with it unless you start refining your philosophy. Think, use your mind, come up with ideas, and strengthen your philosophy. So the seed and the soil and the rain and the sunshine, this is called, the economy and the banks and the money and the schools and everything that's available out there, processing information, what to do with all that, and turn it into equity and value. That is the major challenge of life, my personal opinion. So each person's personal philosophy now is going to determine what you're going to do with the seed and soil, the sunshine, rain, miracles, the change of seasons. That's it. My personal opinion. Each person's personal philosophy is like the set of the sail. That's what this seminar is for today. Help you to trim a better sail. You don't need a better economy. You don't need better seed and soil. In fact, when it comes to seed and soil and rain and sunshine and seasons and the miracle of life, that's all you got. Now, what if you blame this stuff? Then you're blaming all you got. If you blame the economy, and you blame the schools, and you blame the teachers, and you blame the sermons and the preachers, and you blame, the marketplace, and you blame the company and company policy, what else is there? When some people get through with their blame list, there isn't nothing else. That's all there is. And if you blame the only thing you've got to work with, I'm telling you, it's called mistake colossal. In not understanding that that's all you've got to work with. And if this is all you've got to work with, then you don't change the seed, and you don't change the soil, and you don't change the rain, and you don't change the sunshine, you don't change the seasons. Right? That's about take 3 springs, 4 summers, 9 falls, no winters. No! You can't fool with this stuff. You got to take it like it comes. Then what do you change to make your life work well? You got to start with your philosophy. Guess what I had to do at age 25 in order to change my own future? I had to change my mind. I had to change my thinking. I had to change my philosophy. I was messed up on what was causing my problem. And once I got that straightened out, that all the stuff I blamed, the government and taxes, the marketplace and the economy, and things cost me much, negative relatives, cynical neighbors, once I got rid of that and started going for where the real problem was, which was me, I'm telling you, my life exploded into change. My bank account changed immediately. My income changed immediately. My whole life took on a whole new look and color immediately. And the early results I got from making these philosophical changes tasted so good, I've never stopped the process from that day forward. And I'm telling you, with a little consideration of the refinement of your sail, by setting a better sail, refining your philosophy, your whole life can start to change from today on. You don't have to wait till tomorrow. You don't have to wait till next month. You don't have to wait till spring. You can start this whole process immediately. I recommend it. Now, some people do so little thinking, they don't even have their sail up. I mean, you can imagine where they're going to wind up at the end of this week, at the end of this month, at the end of this year. Now is the chance to change, process all this information. So number 1 is philosophy. Here's the definition of success and failure. Just make this note. Here's failure. Errors in judgment. Repeated every day. Now you can automatically assume, Mr. Owen, I say, I can understand that. A few errors in judgment repeated every day. For 6 years? I'm with my father. I think I told this story the last time I was here. My father, 88 years old, he's never been ill, still hasn't retired. Not long ago, midnight, we're getting ready to go to bed. We drilled a new well, got some extra water, got some more acres going, he's all excited. At midnight, we're getting ready to go to bed. My father's eating what he calls his midnight snack. A bite to eat before you go to bed. Don't have to go to bed hungry. And I'm watching him eat this midnight snack. Guess what he had? An apple, a few graham crackers, and a glass of grapefruit juice. I said, no wonder my father's so healthy. My mom taught us all those good health practices. Taught me when I'm growing up, right? I'm an only child. I've never been ill. Passed the big 5-0 some time ago. My 2 daughters, 32, 33, never been ill. My grandkids, never been ill. I'm telling you, the legacy lingers on. As I watched my father have this midnight snack, suddenly occurred to me. I know that's part of it. An apple, what? A day. That's gotten to Dallas-Fort Worth, right? An apple. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Good question for this intelligent audience. What if that's true? You say, well, Mr. Rohn, if that's true, that would be easy to do. Then what's the problem? It's easy not to do. It's easy not to adopt it as your own personal philosophy. Or the guy messed up the saying. Guy says a Hershey bar a day. Say, no. You've been watching too much television. It is not Hershey bar. You gotta be smarter in philosophy than to fall for the Hershey bar a day when it's an apple a day. You gotta be smarter than that. And if you make that kind of an error in judgment every day for 6 years, I'm telling you, it'll accumulate into disaster. Sometimes the first year you say, well, now I'm so healthy now, what difference is it going to make? You gotta be smarter than that. Just because disaster doesn't fall on us at the end of the first day doesn't mean disaster isn't coming. You got to be so smart that you look down the road and say, will the errors in my present judgment of philosophy, what's that going to cost me in 1 year, 6 years, 1 month, 6 months? I'm telling you, the money cost and the health cost and the success cost is too gigantic if you'll look down the road a little ways and say, are there errors in my current judgment like an apple versus a Hershey bar? Is that just a good illustration of some of the rest of my errors in judgment? If it is, that's where I found myself at age 25. I started working when I was 19. I met my teacher who helped turn my life around when I was 25. That's 6 years. At the end of the first 6 years of my economic life, I've got pennies in my pocket. I've got nothing in the bank. The creditors are calling saying, hey, you told us the check was in the mail. I'm embarrassed. I'm behind on my promises. I live in America. I'm 25-year-old American male. I got a nice family, every reason to do well. And I'm messed up. Now, what's messed up? I used to think it was the community that was messed up, and the country was messed up, and the government was messed up. If those Democrats ever get in the White House, that'll really mess things up. If the Republicans stay in power, that'll really mess things up. The economy was messed up. Interest rates are messed up. I thought all this stuff was messed up. Then I found out that's not what was messed up. I was criticizing the only thing I had to work with. What was really messed up was my own personal philosophy. My own errors in judgment in my own personal philosophy brought me in 6 years to pennies in my pocket, nothing in the bank, and trying to explain why I wasn't doing well living in America, 25-year-old American male, got a family, every reason to do well. Now, once I understood this, here's the formula for failure: errors in judgment, being lax about developing your own personal philosophy. I'm telling you, it's called accumulated disaster. It doesn't matter whether it's your health or your bank account. Guy's got an empty bank account, probably has high cholesterol. Why? Over the last 6 years, he never paid attention to either one. And it doesn't matter whether it's a dollar, or whether it's your money, or whether it's your cholesterol count. All you got to do is commit the errors, and just because disaster doesn't fall on you at the end of the first day that you don't eat an apple. You say, well, I didn't eat an apple today, and tonight I'm not ill. Well, you got to be brighter than that. Someday you got to leave first grade. The reason we make those first grade desks so small so they won't fit at age 25. I mean, right? You don't belong here anymore. Come on. Now let me give you the secret to success. The formula for failure: a few errors in judgment repeated every day for 1 month starts the weakness, starts the disaster process. You can imagine what happens in 6 years. Now here's the formula for success: a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And you've started a whole new process called a whole new life. A few simple disciplines practiced every day. And if you decide today to go for the apple instead of the Hershey bar, I'm telling you, you have begun the process of turning your life around. And if you keep up that process, not only with your health habits, but with your money habits and with your communication habits, with your sales habits and management habits and every other habit that you got, if you'll start that process, eliminate the errors and replace it with disciplined practice, I'm telling you to start this process of life change immediately. After today, you don't ever have to be the same again. Only by choice. You don't have to walk out of here the same as you walked in today. Only by choice. You can start a whole new process. And you say, well, Mr. Owen, is it that simple? Yes, it's that simple. Where else would you start? But with an apple. You don't have to start with something staggering. What if you should be walking around the block for your good health and you don't? What'll that do in 6 years? I'm telling you, the word is disaster. You could and you should and you don't. Here's an even stronger word. You won't. I mean, don't might mean you're careless. Won't probably means you're stubborn. And either one is called disaster. Could, should, don't. I'm telling you, that's why at the end of 6 years, I found myself with pennies in my pocket, nothing in the bank, creditors calling. Could, should, won't. Could, should, don't is called disaster. Now, how do you change all that? The next 6 years, I got rich. The next 6 years, I became a millionaire. By the time I'm 31, I'm a millionaire. How about that? You say, well, Mr. Owen, what happened? Well, strangely enough, during that second 6 years of my economic life, the government was about the same. I'm telling you, taxes were about the same. My negative relatives were the same. I'm telling you, the economy was about the same. Prices were about the same, and everything else was about the same. Circumstances were about the same. Then how come I got rich? How come I totally changed my life? I was not the same. Someone says, well, what did you go to work on to do all that? I started with my philosophy. I started amending my errors by doing some better thinking, changing my mind, coming up with ideas that I didn't have before I met my teacher. And once that whole process started for me, I'm telling you, I changed my whole life. Within a 6 year period, I was millionaire. And I kept up that process over the years. One of the reasons why I'm here is to continue my process. I don't want the day to come someday somebody says, you should have heard Jim Rohn 10 years ago when he was really terrific. Guess what I want people to say? I heard him 10 years ago, but you should hear him now. I'm telling you, the man works on his craft. I'm telling you, the man's done some extra reading. I'm telling you, the man doesn't miss a trick. I'm telling you, he's worked hard on himself. That's why he's doing what he's doing. Same thing that happened to you. Teenagers, you as a brother, father, as a business person, as a salesperson, running a business. Doesn't matter. Management, wherever you find yourself. This is the process called personal change. And what I say to start with is, start with your own philosophy. Your philosophy is going to determine whether or not you go for the disciplines or continue the errors that's called patience. Everybody has their own you can turn around your income, you can turn around your bank account, you can turn around your skills, you can become capable, powerful, sophisticated, healthy, influential, all the other equities that you could possibly want out of your life, using the only stuff there is and not trying to change any of this stuff. Appreciate all of this stuff with all of its ups and downs, with all of its history of why it works and sometimes it doesn't work. Don't challenge this. Don't have to ask for another planet. Don't have to ask for another country. Just ask for another book. Ask for another seminar. Ask for another idea. You can start this whole process. I can take a whole day on this. That's the idea. I can get you intrigued with that enough to study it, enough to ponder it, to go through and pick up the commitment like I did and say, hey, that should be an apple of the year. This is a problem in my life.
respecting you is the quality of the world around you. If they are that kind, they will respect you. I know a lot has been said about this, but you respecting yourself, I think is a good respect. Respect is between two people, but I'm asking anybody here, isn't respect between two people? That you respect someone for who they are. I respect myself. You must be mad because like this is a big thing, in America, people are saying, all these days they used to say, I believe in God. Now they say, I believe in myself. All these days they used to say, I love you to somebody. These days they have started saying, I love myself. See, to love, to believe, to respect, you need two. If you have become two within yourself, for sure you are heading for madness. If you really become two, then we say you're schizophrenic, isn't it? So, this is being worked in so many different ways by religious people, by new age philosophers, all kinds. I love myself, I respect myself, I believe in myself, me and my ego, me and my soul, all kinds of things. I'm asking you, all of you, within your body, are you one person or two people? Please make up your mind right now. One or two? So, this self-respect business has to go because this will lead to all kinds of expectations. I respect myself, I think I'm a big guy. Now I expect you also to treat me like that. When you don't, I will become resentful, angry, all kinds of things. There is no need for me to respect myself. But if I respect somebody, it may not even be because of their quality, it is because of my quality I respect somebody, isn't it? See, you looking up to something not necessarily mean that that person is in a fantastic place. It is just that you're in a place of learning, you're in a place of moving upward in your life. So you're looking up. You're looking up to something means you're moving upward. If you're looking down upon something means you're moving downward, isn't it? So, respect is between two people. I don't see how it is applicable. Within myself, I respect myself, I believe myself, I love myself. These are all statements of insane.
ideas that literally change everything in our lives.
In life, two things, and that is figuring out what you're most passionate about and finding your dream today. And then two, realizing your passion, realizing your dreams. And the first one is much harder than the second one. If you know what you want to do, then you do it. You know what you want to do.
That millionaires know that everybody else in the world is clueless on. Let me reveal what those are for you. Yeah, I love books. Really good book. All these books about, you know, how to make more money and all that. We had a list like here, like I would put down 11 secrets. What would they be? And I'm not through those long and hard. You know, the first time you make $1 million, it causes you to reflect. You know, I was just reading this book on the founding of Twitter. You know, was it luck? Is it some people have more access and know the right people? And there's some truth to all of that. But for you, to create true wealth, I think there are definite secrets that most people don't know. And it's not secrets in like a conspiracy theory, Illuminati kind of way. It's not stuff you think about right in school that you learn. You never learn the stuff that you really need to know. So let me try to lay out a few of them. One, grin. That's the term, B-R-I-N, your grin score. This is a huge predictor of your wealth, without a doubt. These are things, I dropped out of college, but if you go to Harvard, if you get an MBA, you're going to fit. Now, most people go in the world, and you're like, basically going to couch
stack trends. So I call this trend stacking or stacking the trends. So most people, they go, Ty, I'm gonna do big things, whether they're musicians, entrepreneurs, movie, filmmakers, actors, or Hollywood, whatever the thing is, they're like, I got a good idea. This is how to make a good one. But it's not as simple as just taking one idea, because one simple trend, let's say you catch a trend like social media, that's been a trend in the last 5 to 10 years. Twitter, Facebook, you got new ones like all these constantly evolving social networks. So for you to just have an idea of a social network, it's not a trend, it's a one trend, and you must stack those. So there's a way to do this. I don't know about that. Yeah, I'll show you how you can do that. Look at something like this. Snapchat. So Snapchat is not just one trend. Evan Spiegel has done a very just go, I'm gonna make a social media apps. That's not a step. You track most. So he said like so one trend was obviously social networking, another one was apps. The third one is selfies. That selfie, you see selfies maybe a lot. But and people laugh at that, but I learned from my mentors. And by the way, that's what I mean. My mentors are like, don't laugh at these things. You might not agree with them. So you pay attention, and Evan selfies. Then the fourth trend that he stacked is privacy. See, you don't want to see Instagram is a free trend stack. But Snapchat took those three trends like social networking apps and added a fourth one, which is privacy. You can post a picture on Snapchat and 4 seconds later disappear. And that created a tremendous growth. By the way, well, this one secret alone is not a secret of a millionaire, that's a secret of a millionaire. We can go to another level if you want to talk, but I figured I'd start with millionaires. And even if you don't want to be a millionaire, you just want to learn the principles of even if you don't want to be financially make 75 grand a year, just live, I want to whatever you want to do. Now, the fourth one is what I call nudist Buddhist. Okay, I learned this one from Alan Nation. My horrible handwriting. That's supposed to say nudist Buddhist. And Alan Nation, one of my mentors, he said, Ty, you can't be too ahead of your time. You can't be perceived as too weird. He said, look, if you have a friend and you pop in and say, hey man, I've decided I'm a nudist. Your friend will be like, you know what, that's a little weird, but you're my friend, I'm gonna give you that. And he said, you can tell your other friends that you're a Buddhist. And they'll be like, I don't know much about Buddhism, a little weird, but I'll still be your friend. You can't be a nudist Buddhist, it's too weird. And so a lot of people, many people have tried to do a big thing, a new idea, a new business, new patent, a new invention, and they're ahead of their time, or they present it in too weird of a way. The story of Groupon, which is another amazing story of people going rags to riches. The founders, I think it was 3 or 4 of them started Groupon.
Baby, you give me ice and fire.
But it was perceived.
You're giving me wind and rain.
Groupon had
You're some kind of butterfly.
Off whatever.
Baby, you give me midnight.
Packaged up in such a way that
You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry.
So they didn't buy it. So these are
I don't wanna jinx it, baby.
I could talk about
And twist myself at the spine.
You're watching this. I'm gonna do. I get asked about these and the other
Don't wanna
stuff
overthink
so
it,
much
baby.
that, I decided I was gonna
Just
dedicate
tweet your body
there should be a
and
link here somewhere where you can put.
baby, you
It's a
give me ice and
free
fire.
cost. Don't worry, there's no cost to it.
You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. Baby, you give me
I
midnight.
about 50 plus countries.
You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry.
So click
Baby,
the
you give me ice and fire.
click the link.
You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight.
The world, and then just show
You
up.
whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry.
I'm telling you,
Oh,
these two right here
oh,
are so powerful. I could
oh,
almost stop there, but
oh,
and when you blend them,
oh,
they call that same.
oh,
One of these units
oh,
two of them together, one plus one is more than two. That's what synergy is. These two together not just double your understanding. And when you add 11 together, it's mind blowing. And so, this book right here, Self-Made Billionaire Effect, is one of the most exhaustive and well done scientific studies of self-made billionaires, and it's interesting. Their final conclusion in the book, I don't want to spoil the book if you haven't read it. It's not my book, by the way, but is that they've isolated for luck, for access to resources, to being born in a better place, to being healthier, to what country you're born in, and their conclusion is that it's habits of the mind that made these people billionaires. Just like one person, it's for his body to become bodybuilders in the world, it's for the mind, and that's a simple click the link here. Subscribe to my channel. I'm always supposed to add that. My video guys say to do that. All right.
are you doing? He asked. The third worker breathed, stood up, and lifted his arms to the sky. Why, can't you see? He said proudly. I'm building a cathedral. That story, which I ran across several years ago, illustrates the power of long-term goals to pull us through the tedious routine of day-to-day activity.
You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. To understand this quote, let us put it into some context. We live on a small blue planet that resides in a relatively small, insignificant part of the universe. There are more galaxies than grains of sand. This vast universe expands outward so that roughly about 50 quintillion planets in the center of we were just talking about. What force governs all this? And what hope do us as humans have of taking control of this? Things will happen. Doesn't matter how well you put your doesn't matter how smart you are. Good things will happen and devastating things will happen. You will win money, you will make friends, you will have a good time. People will die, people will betray you, you will lose your job. It's all part of the game. The only thing that we have under our control as human beings is the strength of perception, the power of thought. You have dominance over your own mind, and you can exercise freely your will by choosing how you interpret events. Marcus Aurelius says, remove the judgment, and you have removed the thought. I am hurt. Remove the thought. I am hurt. And the hurt itself is removed. Understand that everything starts with perception. It's a framework that holds the survival of stimulus and response to the space. In that space, response. Now response. Even after witnessing the horrors of the world, we still want to no one can take that away from you. Everything is perception. Things begin inwards and expand outwards, and not the other way around. So where will you find your strength from? Will you react impulsively to everything like a base element? Or will you choose your response? When someone wrongs you, will you haunt you for days? Will you bring down negativity everywhere you go? Or will you choose the path of happiness, exercising your free will? Ultimately, you decide what you are going to do with your life. You decide the quality of your consciousness. And you decide what thoughts you are going to entertain. So entertain the right ones and live good. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. To understand this quote, let's put it into some context. We live on a small Greek planet that resides in a relatively small, insignificant planet. The more galaxies than grains of sand on planet Earth. As vast as the universe expands outwards, so does it inwards. There are roughly 50 quintillion atoms in the same grain of sand we were just talking about. What force governs nations? What
Hi, I'm Shelley Turner, the builder of Viva.
taking control of outside events? Things will happen in life that you have no control. It doesn't matter how well prepared you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how smart you are. Good things will happen and devastating things will happen. You will win money. You will make friends. You will have a good time. People will die. People will betray you. It's all part of the game. The only thing that we have under our control as human beings is the strength of perception, the power of thought. You have dominance over your own mind, and you exercise freely your will by choosing how you interpret events. Marcus Aurelius says, remove the judgment, and you have removed the thought. I am hurt. Remove the thought, I am hurt, and the hurt itself is removed. Understand that everything starts with perception. Everything is perception. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, famously said, between stimulus and response there is space. In that space is our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Even after witnessing the horrors of the Holocaust, he was still able to exercise his control over his mind. No one can take that away from you. They can take everything else away from you, but they will never be able to take that away from you. Only you can choose how you interpret things and what you will do. Things can change around you. Chaos can erupt at any moment. Hope that you can maintain your peace and serenity. But at the same token, you could be living in a dark side in luxury. If you are a slave to your mind, you will never be able to enjoy it. Everything is perception. Things begin inwards and expand outwards, not the other way around. So where will you find your strength? Will you react impulsively to everything like a base animal? Or will you choose your response? When someone wrongs you, will it haunt you for days? Will you bring that negativity everywhere you go? Or will you choose the path of happiness, exercising your free will? Ultimately, you decide what you are going to do with your life. You decide the quality of your consciousness. You decide what thoughts you are going to entertain. So entertain the right ones and live good.
ain't very helpful. And number one is keep cool when other people get hot. I know you can agree with that, but I'm not so sure that you'll always live up to it. We're inclined, all of us, to get hot when the other fellow gets hot. We say angry things when the other fellow starts saying angry things. I was in the home of the president of a big electric power company one evening when there came a storm, and he called up one of his head men to go out and take care of an emergency that happened as a result of that storm. It was on Sunday evening. The man was gone about 2 hours, and when he came back, he came up on the front porch of the home of this man and called him out on the porch, and I never heard a man get such a tongue lashing in all my life as this president of the electric power company. You blank, you think because you're the president of the company, blank, and I'm just as good as you are, blank. Oh, it was terrific. I only heard one side of the conversation because there was only one side of it. One man was doing all the talking, and one man was doing all the listening. And after this had been going on for 2 or 3 minutes, the other man ran out of wind and had nothing more to say. He was mad, you see, because they called him out on this stormy night. I heard the president close the door when he came back, and he just smiled and said, the man looked a little bit hot, wasn't it? That's all he said. A little bit hot, wasn't it? I expected any moment to hear a fist begin to fly out there. But see, there was a man who was a great household achievement financially, and he done it by himself in every respect. Temporarily unbalanced, like a day ago, throw him off balance, and they can't even see like that. We just have that done. And you'll notice when you get into an argument with anyone, and you're absolutely don't want to talk. But if you'll just remain silent while the other fellow's blowing all his top, he finally gets to the point where he's got no more top to blow off. Then if you want to get in a few words of your own, that's a mighty good place to do it. It's a mighty fine thing if the words that you get in are not the kinds of words you've been hearing. In other words, if you say something back kind in return, it's far better for the other fellow and far better for you. It shows you to be the bigger of the two persons. Now anybody can get mad and blow his top.
Hello.
The truly big man, the man who is in charge of his job, he doesn't allow anybody to go down to that level of a street brawl or what I use in our church unless he wants to do it. And if he's truly a big man, he doesn't want to. Remember there are 3 sides to all arguments. You ordinarily think there are 2 sides to all, but they're not. There's 3. There's your side, there's the other fellow's side, and then there's the right side, which is usually about in the middle of the two viewpoints. Remember that when you get into an argument with the other fellow. Don't assume that he's always at fault. Maybe your partner's fault too. Maybe neither one of you is totally at fault. The chances are, in all of the arguments I've ever heard, both parties were hardly to blame. I've never heard one party entirely was at fault. I expect there are some now. Number 3, never give directions to a
Are you looking for Ian?
If the matter is urgent, then cool off quickly. Number 4, treat all people as nearly as possible as if they were rich relatives for whom you expected to be remembered in their will. Now that's a good one. That's a honey. That is a honey. If you just do that, treat all people as if they were rich relatives from whom you expected to inherit something at their death. And you can do that. You know, if you had a rich relative that had $1 million he's going to leave to you, expecting he's going to, it wouldn't make very much difference what he said or did. He would never go to your house. He would never go back to you. And number 6, learn the almost forgotten art of asking questions and then listening to the answers instead of getting the other fellow told off. It gives you an awful lot of satisfaction when you're angry to get the other fellow told, doesn't it? And the temptation is very great to do that. I know, because I've been there many times. Don't do it. bigger than that. This is what the other fellow has to say. And then when somebody makes a statement that you're not sure about, learn to ask this one question. It's one of the most important questions in life. It will serve more purpose than any other short question that I can think of. When somebody makes a statement that you're not sure about, or that you doubt, or that you question, ask a four-word question. How do you know? And then wait for an answer. It seems foreign. Oftentimes there is no answer. People make wild statements, but they came back up. And instead of getting into an argument and making an incident out of the matter and getting yourself worked up into an argument, let the other fellow stew in his own fat by putting him over the barrel of that question, how do you know? I had a clergyman in my class once who was very, I just don't know exactly how to describe him. He was a fanatic, you might say, on the subject of religion. And he was sure that he knew exactly what was going to happen to me after death. He said so in no uncertain terms. Not in the class, but in the private conversation. He raved and ranted for quite a little while about it. And when he got through, I said, how do you know, Carlson? And that really put him over the barrel. So that's the way I feel about that's my faith. I said, well, now, belief and faith is one thing, but having evidence is something else again. How do you know what's going to happen to me in God? I don't know, and I doubt that you do. How do you know? Well, he never did give me a satisfactory answer. There are a lot of questions that come up in life in connection with which if you ask that one thing, how do you know, you'll find that the other fellow will be off balance and you don't need to make an incident out of what he says, you don't need to get mad at what he says. 7, never say or do anything which may influence another person without first asking yourself this question. Will it benefit him or hurt him? And if it will hurt him, don't do it. Don't say anything or do anything that would hurt another person under any circumstances, no matter how much he may deserve it. Exercise self-discipline. Don't do that, because if you hurt another man, you're going to hurt yourself 10 times as much, at least. Because that hurt will come back on you. I don't care who you are, nor what circumstances you're working under or living under. If you hurt another person, you will be hurt 10 times as much. And if the hurt doesn't come immediately, the rate of interest on that is compound interest on compound interest, and it'll be 100 times as great if you wait long enough. Because everything that you do to or for another person, you do to or for yourself. There is no escape from that. That's just as the law of gravitation, which everyone understands. You know that if you stepped over the top of this building, no matter what your mind there was, what your belief happened to be, if you stepped over the top of this building and violated the law of gravitation, that you hit the ground and you die in a very few seconds. And this law, which brings you back that which you send out, is just as inevitable, just as inexorable as the law of gravitation or any other of nature's laws. Number 8, learn the difference between friendly analysis and unfriendly criticism. Then decide which you wish to live by in your relations with others. Now, friendly analysis is one thing and is welcomed by most sensible people. I don't object to friendly analysis of anything that I do, even though it's very unfavorable. If it's friendly analysis, I like it, because I can improve by it. But if it's unfriendly criticism, very obviously unfriendly criticism, not analysis, well then I resent it. I wouldn't be human if I didn't. How can I tell whether it's friendly analysis or unfriendly criticism? How would you go about that? A lot of ways you can tell. You can tell by your relationship with the person who's making it, whether it's friendly or unfriendly, to begin with. If it's an enemy, obviously I discount it right off the bat, because you almost know it's going to be unfriendly criticism. I can tell also by the tone of voice in which he does it, and the manner in which he does it. Because a man who engages in unfriendly criticism generally uses a few epithets along with it that clearly indicates that he's biased. If you have self-discipline, you're not going to be influenced by that kind of a person. And number 9, remember that a good leader in any calling is one who can take orders as cheerfully as he gives them. And number 10, last but not least, remember that tolerance in human relations is just as important as tolerance in the operation of mechanics.
where happiness is the purpose of life. Let's talk today about self-confidence, about self-esteem. If you're in a bad mood, you can probably hide it. But if you have low self-esteem, then it's almost impossible to hide it. Self-confidence is related to self-esteem. If you have low self-esteem, then your confidence is also low. So how to develop your self-esteem? Self-esteem is all about achievements. It's all about results that you have in your life. And a lot of people will feel shy or nervous when you ask them about achievements. And the thing is that every person, absolutely every person has achievements. In the next 5 minutes, I will teach you 3 easy steps how to develop your self-esteem and how to be confident. Let's start. Step number 1 is to create a list of your achievements. Take a notebook and write your achievements. Maybe you will write only 3 today. Tomorrow maybe you add 2 more. The next day maybe 1 more. So don't think that you have to sit down and write like the long list of achievements in the next 5 minutes. No. Give yourself time. Just buy a notebook and write your achievements. The longer the list, the more confident you will feel. And it can be small achievement, medium achievement, big achievement. It does not matter. What's matter is the amount of your achievements. Step number 2 is to create a challenge for yourself. New challenge for yourself. For example, what time do you wake up? Like 7 a.m.? Start waking up at 6:30 and do morning exercises for 30 minutes. And do it for 30 days. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not a week. Do it for 30 days. So after 30 days, your self-esteem will go up and your self-confidence will go up. If you don't like morning exercises, do you like to cook maybe? You can start learning new cooking techniques and maybe you can cook a new dish every other day for the next 30 days. So after a month, you will have these great results. You will have new knowledge in your life. And cooking also will boost your creativity. And you can say, I don't like cooking. Okay, you can sign up for horse riding class or maybe karate class or maybe yoga class. Find something that you can enjoy. Or just do a challenge. This is a challenge for you. You need to create more results, more challenges in your life. You need to have more achievements. Create a challenge for yourself and do it for at least 30 days. Because if you're gonna do it for like short period of time, it's not gonna consider as achievement. Your brain will devalue it. And if you're gonna do it for a long period of time, you will feel great about yourself. You can share it with other people and other people will say, wow, great job. And you will feel even more appreciative towards yourself and you will feel more grateful towards yourself and you will feel your self-esteem will go up and your self-confidence will go up. Step number 3 is to keep going. After you finish first challenge, create another challenge and write your results, your achievements in your list. The longer the list, the more achievements, higher self-esteem, and you're gonna feel confident. You will become successful, goal-oriented person, and you will feel great about yourself. You will feel more happy about yourself. Your life will change, and you will become a role model for people around you. Ask your questions, share your opinion. I would like to hear it. Leave your comments below this video. And if you would like to be a happy, successful person, check my other videos. All links will be in the description. Share this video with your friends. Post it on your Twitter, Facebook, and subscribe to my channel to receive notification of new videos that I release every week. And of course, thank you for watching Psychology of Happiness, where happiness is the purpose of life.
To really get good attention, which is then going to equal your confidence, so that you can build powerful emotional and physical confidence with small and big amounts of tension, so that you can be well-rounded and very powerful. And in that way, over time, if you're willing to do the work, you're going to see your whole life change. And not only that, you're going to see the people around you start reacting to you differently. Not just a little bit, but massively. And the tension is synonymous with stress. Tension is synonymous with responsibility. The most respected people in the world handle the most tension, the most stress, the most responsibility. And to them, it's easy. They've gotten so good at it. They relax and they're calming. And pretty soon, what makes them cause stress or tension is a lot more than it takes for us to feel stress and tension. The tension journal is this simple idea that I came up with years ago. I would carry this small journal in my pocket. And it was usually one of those little leather-bound journals. I wanted to be nice, so I remembered it. And I said to myself, I was sitting in an event one day, and I said, I want to get more confident. I want to get more powerful, building my confidence. I want to enjoy it. But the problem I always ran into was that I would look at something that I needed to do, like approach that beautiful woman and tell her hi, and I get really nervous inside. I get really scared, and I think I have to go over and I have to hit on her, I have to get her number, and it would be so overwhelming that either I did it and I ended up beating myself up, or I just wouldn't do it at all. It just wouldn't work because the previous times when I did do it, it went so bad that I just started to create pain, just like the Hidden Pleasure principle. What I did this time was I said, wait a minute, let me look at this a little differently. Bodybuilders, when they lift weight, they have to lift just the right amount of weight. When you go to the gym and you build your muscle, I have to lift just the right amount of weight and my muscles don't grow. If I lift too much, I hurt myself. If I lift too little, I actually don't grow at all. Nothing happens. So imagine going to the gym and you can bench press 135. 245 pound plates and just start with a 45 pound bar. When you go to bench press, the next day you say, I'm going to put another 45 pound plate on the side for 90 pounds. What will happen? You most likely hurt yourself and create pain. How much are you going to want to go back to the gym after doing something like that? So that's what I realized. So I said to myself, what if I just say, okay, I want to approach that beautiful girl, and that's going to be the first thing in my journal. And I'm going to say in mall, because I'm taking this with me and doing it on the spot. What I'm doing here is basically carrying this journal and looking for places I can set some attention. So approach beautiful woman in mall. Okay, that's the activity. Now I rate it from a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being, this is too much tension, it's going to blow me out. As a matter of fact, I can't feel anymore, my mind is racing, I can't think, because that's what will happen. Either go numb or your mind will start racing for a while. So you're getting a lot of frustration. Frustration is an indicator you're going way too far when it starts to really build up. Well, 1 being very, very little tension. So you want to keep it in a really good range. So let's say you're in a 5, okay? So 5 is your sweet spot. You can go less and still grow. But if you go too much less, it's going to start to seem so easy, it's going to be ridiculous, and you're not going to get much excitement out of it. You can go higher and still grow, especially when you get used to it. As you start to build more confidence, 7s and 8s are actually going to seem more fun. But in the beginning, let's start with 5s. So approaching a beautiful woman and hitting on her, telling her you like her is maybe too much. That's let's say that's a 10. So that would be a 10. How do I reduce that 10 to a 5? Could I ask her a phone number? Could I ask her directions? Could I give her a simple compliment on something like, have a beautiful scarf you're wearing? Or you have great energy about it? I love your smile. Have a beautiful day. And just walk off. What do I have to do to reduce that all the way down to a 5 and get it down to the point. That's what you want to put. That's what you want to do. And then you go do it. And you're going to, whatever it is, and it could be 1, 2, or 3, or as many as you want, to you, like it. Could even be something as simple as she wandered off and didn't take her compliment well, but you weren't bothered by it. Wow, that barely bothered me. I hardly noticed it. I handled that well. That was you know, things like that. And you can get more detailed or more or less detailed. I'm actually not being super detailed because I don't have a real experience, but I might actually add a little more detail in the beginning. Because tension, stepping into tension is what builds your masculine. It's what makes you feel alive. It's what makes the masculine feel alive. Challenge and stepping into challenge and going for it. Challenge is another word. And I'm going to add one more piece as a reminder to kind of put this down. If you're avoiding tension in your life, you probably are seeking it out in some weird way. For example, not really a weird way, but in some other way. So let's say you're a nice guy, and I was an extreme nice guy, and you've been avoiding tension, and you're not doing anything like this. You're just kind of going through life, and everything seems humdrum, and doesn't seem to have a sense of purpose. You want to get a little excitement that night, that weekend. You want to get out and feel some tension. But even when you're going to playing sports isn't a thing for you, because some guys will play sports to get their full attention. Some guys become salesmen and really go for it. Some guys start their own business. Other types of extreme sports like rock climbing and mountain climbing. Let's say you don't do any of that. I didn't. Let's say your idea of fun is staying at home watching TV, going to the movie theater. Think about it for a minute. What kind of movies do you watch? Do you watch movies that step into tension or avoid tension? You know, a lot of guys love to watch their action films. They love to watch James Bond. They love to watch Jason Bourne. They love to watch characters that are really good with tension. From a nice air-conditioned room, nice screen. They're relaxed in their cushy seat. They got their soda. They got their food. So on one level, they're super comfortable, but they're still getting a full attention. Let's say you like romantic comedies. I like those. Nice guy. I'll completely admit it. And it's the same thing. The character in the beginning is completely a buffoon with tension. He's horrible at it. He's fumbling through it all the time. But by the end of the movie, he gets his shit together, handles a lot of tension, and wins the girl back. Okay? Then there's also the aspect of the emotional tension. He has to step into not physical, but emotional, different type of tension. So we really are interested in this on a huge level as human beings. I mean, the news is a perfect example. That's another form of watching tension. And what I would say to you is not only start developing the ability to step into tension the way you choose, but also start looking for healthy images.
Do
It is time to get back. Make peace with your past. Don't compare yourself to others. Stop thinking too much. Hope you loved it. There's much more to come. Thank you for listening and take care.